Well, we're here with Mary from CIA. As you know, we've been working on our 50 for 50 project. We're about halfway there. And on Easter morning, we're going to get all the things that Oasis has donated for CIA. And we have just, we have a bunch of other organizations that have donated things for CIA as well. Like I said, I'm here with Mary, and we've kind of been chit-chatting and just about the types of things that CIA does. And a lot of people don't realize that CIA, they do so much more than just mental health. Perhaps you're thinking, well, CIA, Community Intervention Associates, all they do is help the just help the people who have mental problems. No, that's not. That doesn't even scratch the surface, I guess, Mary, as to what you do. So,
yes, exactly.
What else do you guys do?
We go a whole lot further, and we want to be able to, whatever members we're working with, adults, children, we want to make sure that we're covering all bases. If it's a youth, we want to make sure that they're out in the community. If they're going to be a part of Boy Scouts, Girl Scouts, if they want to play soccer, if they're doing okay in school, we want to make sure we hit all of those areas to ensure that that's kind of helping their mental health needs at the time as well.
Okay.
So we also have a physical component. We have our CHA, which is our Community Health Associates.
Okay.
So somebody would be able to come in, and when you go to your doctor, you would be able to do the exact same services at CHA that you would get from your regular PCP.
Okay, so you guys don't just work with the mental health, you work with the physical health, and
exactly.
Okay, all right, that's very cool. And now with the children, because children are near and dear to my heart, and I told you before that I worked out at Excel when it was here. From what it sounds like, you don't just stop. The kids don't come in for a group for an hour and then you send them on the way. You don't stop right there.
No.
You follow up with them.
Yes.
You make sure that they're getting things done, they're doing well in school and stuff, and I think that's very admirable. What about the adults? Is there a lot of follow-up that goes on with that
There is a lot, and speaking of, just for example, once the group's over, many times we provide transportation,
okay.
And whoever the caregiver is at the home, whether it's a parent or it's an adult going back home to their spouse, they may ask, hey, how did things go today? We might give them hey, this is what happened in group today, just to let you know type of thing. We also have our CFTs and our ARTs. So that's the child and family team or the adult recovery team.
Okay.
So those go on every 30 days, 60 days, whatever that person has determined for their treatment. That's how often we're meeting with these families to say, hey, this is how your treatment's going. What do you think? How are you feeling about this? Or do you feel like we're progressing here? Just to touch base to ensure that everything's happening the way it should be.
Well, that's good. That's very good. I'm glad to hear, and I'm sure our members are glad to hear that it's not just an hour here and then we're done with you. And I hope nobody was thinking that, but and sometimes people think that. Sometimes people say, okay, here he is, this guy who has recovery, he goes to group, he's there for an hour and then he's done. What kind of follow? It sounds like you guys follow up with people, and that's awesome. How important is it to have the family members in on the treatment?
It's very crucial because that is that person's support team. So in order for them to succeed in what they're trying to accomplish through services, they're going to need the support of everybody. And it could be anyone, whoever that person relies on for support. Their family, their neighbors, their friends, whoever they're relying on to help them through this. So.
All right, that's neat. It's like I said, it's amazing what you guys are doing. And I talked a little bit about before I started working at Oasis, I was a police officer, and I would bring you guys members, people who needed to talk to people, and I would even go over to the Community Health Associates for issues over there.
Okay.
And some of the frustrating things for me as an outsider, as a police officer, were I guess the waiting period.
The red tape. Right?
Yeah, exactly. This person needs help. There's an obvious need that this person needs help. And so what can you do for me? Well, you have to wait for 17 hours and then be told no. I mean, what kind of frustrations do you guys run into?
We run into similar frustrations. How we were saying earlier on, sometimes an individual needs to find placement, and that placement could be, a temporary group home to be able to establish medication or to just maybe as a respite for 30 days, whatever it may be. That individual needs to get out of their home and they're displaying certain behaviors that are making us understand that this is why they need to get out. So trying to find the appropriate placement for them isn't always easy.
Right.
There's many things that could happen if the member's insurance has lapsed. it's going to be very, very difficult for us to try and find a facility that's going to say, oh no, that's not a problem. It doesn't happen that way. It's a lot of the case managers who are working with the teams. They end up experiencing all these issues, and they're awesome because they will do what it takes to get the job done to help that person out. Many issues can come up. You know, we could say, oh, we have this perfect placement. This child really needs this placement. The parent doesn't want them to go. And so trying to convey the seriousness to the parent and how beneficial it would be, it takes some time.
Sure.
It takes some maneuvering. So
Sure.
we have some awesome staff here.
So would you say that maybe patience would be a great characteristics that the workers have here?
Definitely patience. That I think everybody here has displayed their art of the patience. You know, patience, their willingness to want to help, their selflessness. Sometimes, I mean, we all have families, no matter who you are, and so sometimes people are working 14-hour days and they go home to their families and they're exhausted, you know. So, but supervisors are awesome and they allow them, you know what, you worked this many hours this day, tomorrow, you know, come in at noon, or, you know, things like that are very flexible because the nature of our business doesn't stop at 5 p.m.
Right.
You know, so we're 24/7. How I was saying earlier, we have on-call services for 24 hours, 7 days a week. It rotates from team to team. The adults have the same. The children have the same. Our admin team has the same to be able to provide that support when needed. Because sometimes, you know, we are a company, and so the last thing we want is someone traveling after hours in their personal vehicle. You know, we would need to get a rental or a CIA vehicle, and 7 o'clock at night, we got to hit the road.
Right.
So we're very flexible in trying to make things happen.
You know, and it just always strikes me that, you know, people don't stop needing help at 5 o'clock in the afternoon. You know, we don't have this 8 to 5 thing. We're only between 8 to 5 we need help. I mean, it is a 24/7 type of thing. 3 in the morning, you know, or noon. You know, you guys are there, and that's great.
Some of those were Doreen's favorite words. She used to always say, we don't keep baker's hours around here, and we're like, what does that mean? And working 2 weeks now, we know what it means.
Right,
you know?
right. So, she mentioned Doreen. That's Doreen Lewis, the founder of CIA. Mike had a picture of her at the beginning of the cast here. And so Doreen's no longer with us, but she had a vision. She had insight as to what went on, and she started something, hit the ground running, and now it's kind of exploded into something great.
Into something great, and all over in many different counties. We're in Douglas, Bisbee, Nogales, soon to be Casa Grande, Parker, San Luis. So we're very, very grateful for the work that she did and for what we continue to do.
That is awesome. That is awesome. Well, right now we're going to take a little virtual tour of the campus here. We're not going to be able to go in very many buildings because we're going to respect the privacy of the members, but we are going to walk around and we'll have Mary talk about what happens in some of the buildings we'll show you. So stick with us and we'll be right back. All right.
Okay, so this building here is considered one of our outpatient
Okay.
service buildings. Over here we have our adult and our children's case management staff.
Okay.
We also have our recovery team. That's what we call our case managers. So many times we have groups in here for either children or for adults. We have some large group rooms in here as well. But there's over, I want to say, between 60 to 75 people in this building. So
Right now?
Right now.
Wow.
Well, they come and go
Sure.
because appointments throughout the day. They're in and out. So, but this is what that house is here.
Okay.
Is about 60 to 75 people.
Wow.
So, and that's no groups. That's just staff right now.
Staff.
So,
Okay. All right. Wow, that's awesome.
so we work in some close quarters, and
Sure.
you have some team members who are really, really close, and it's kind of like family,
Sure.
you know.
Oh,
You're used to each other and all that good stuff. So.
Well, that's cool. That is
Yeah.
cool.
Members are coming. This is where they're going to come. This is their first stop. If they're brand new or they've been in the system, they're going to come in here and check in. This is where our clinicians are, our member services. So phone calls are being answered. Our clinicians are seeing members. Our clinicians are providing therapy. And we also have our large conference room. So sometimes we have large meetings in the community, or whether it's a big group going on for our members. This building here.
Now, if I had somebody who had a need, if I needed to bring a family member or something,
Yes.
and I'm not registered or whatever with you guys, could I bring them here?
You could bring
this
them
one
in,
here?
and we'll help them. We will not
Okay.
turn anybody away if
Awesome.
they do not have access. That's perfectly fine. We have a sliding fee scale to help them get the services they need.
Okay.
If they have a private insurance, we will definitely help them to see if their insurance is used for behavioral health services.
Well, it's raining right now, but like CIA, we're not going to stop this podcast just because it's raining, because they work 24/7 in the rain, in the sleet, in the hail, in the snow. So we're gonna move on, and we're gonna get some other stuff, and we're gonna make it happen. So bear with us. So Mary, tell us what we're looking at here. It may look familiar to some people, but
Okay.
go ahead and let us know what we're looking at.
Well, it's a little surprising because right now it is raining and we are in Yuma, Arizona, so we're all very shocked. But here on to the left is our administrative service building. Right there, you're going to find our chief officers, our finance department, who will go and pick up their paychecks there. We also have our HR department there, so we go over there for additional support when we need it. To the right of that is our crisis support services, as well as our ROC, our Recovery Opportunity Center. So there, any member would be able to drop in if they were having a difficult time. They're able to stay there up until they need to, up to 23 hours. If they need to stay beyond that, they would need to leave for at least an hour or so and be able to come back.
Okay. So they can't leave and come back after an hour, you said?
Exactly.
Okay. All right.
So you'll see a lot of people frequenting there. Maybe they're homeless and it's the summertime. They need a cool spot to cool off. That's a good spot for that area too.
Well, that's cool. And that was the ROC.
The ROC, the
Okay.
Recovery Opportunity Center. that we
All right.
have.
Well, outstanding. Cool.
And we also have our crisis staff are in that building. There's always somebody maintaining that building 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. So there's always somebody there in case someone needs to drop in to the ROC.
That's cool. And you guys offer meals there? Do you offer a place to sleep, or
We do.
what's in there?
It's not a hot cooked meal, but it is something they'll be able to snack on or be
Okay.
able to eat. So
All right. Well, that's cool.
And water as well.
Cool.
Place to rest, shower, shave, use the restroom if they need to.
Awesome. What are we looking at here,
So
Mary?
right here is one of our newer CIA buildings. People really don't know what's attached to CIA because it's CHA, it's our CHA. This is our Community Health Associates. This is the extension of our physical health side. So pretty much you can come in here, any service that you would get at your regular doctor's office, you can get here at CHA. So
So if you have a cold, if you have a flu, if you sprain an ankle or something, you can come here, and it's still part of what you guys are doing.
exactly. We
See,
want to
that-
make sure everyone's physical health is up to par with their mental health.
Sure. Well, that's awesome. See, and I was under the impression this was a different organization. I knew it was a doctor's office, but I thought it was a different organization. But I'm glad I'm glad you let us know that it's CHA and it's with you guys.
Right.
This
So
one's
that's
ready to pull out.
Very cool.
Yes,
So-
so they can pretty much come in, and we have our doctors, we have our nurse practitioners, all who are able to treat psychiatric needs as well as physical needs.
Okay, cool.
Grab that
Well,
one.
Mary, we really
That one they're
appreciate
still
you taking
doing.
the
I don't
time.
know what
you
Marcus
guys,
is
I
doing
know
with
you guys are real
doing with
busy
it.
and you got a lot of
I'll
stuff going
find
on,
him.
but we really
All right,
appreciate
go.
you taking the time out of your day to kind of give us this tour of the facility and what you guys are doing still, and kind of remind us about what the needs are of the people out there in Yuma. And I'm so glad that we're able to help you. Collect these things, these items for you guys, because there's a need, and and we just got to ask. We talked to a lady in our church, and she said, the secret is just to ask people. They can tell you no, but that's okay, but you never know unless you ask. So we appreciate what you guys are doing for people. I know the community appreciates it, even if you aren't told all the time.
Right.
I know you guys are appreciated. So, and I appreciate you, and I know the staff at Oasis appreciates you. So thank you so much,
Thank
Mary.
you.
And I hope
Thank
you have a
very
great
much.
day.
You too.
Okay,
Thank you so much. Bye-bye.
All right.